So huge news for the Indiana Fever game one, and not good news for Dallas Wings. Really not good news. The Dallas Wings obviously have been the team of preseason. They've been the surprise for everyone of preseason. Personally, I don't know if it's real or not. We'll know 10 games in if it's real. Look, the Dallas Wings clearly tried harder than everybody else in preseason. They played preseason like it was a regular game. They hacked the living daylights out of Angel Wilson and Caitlin Clark. And yes, I understand Angel Wilson got one phantom foul. They still hacked her. They tried to play with physicality that would barely have been allowed in 2025. That was kind of the way they went out with it. They tried to be ultra physical. It did not work because it worked in a way. It took other teams out of their rhythm, but their team got into a lot of foul trouble. But coming into this game, they're in a river of spot because Arike's been hurt in preseason. Nobody knows what shape Arike's in. Arguably, not even arguably, their best player in preseason has been Isaiah James. Isaiah James has a sprained ankle. The likelihood of Isaiah James coming back for a sprained ankle in 48 hours is low. It is low. I can see the Dallas Wings, with the way Jose Fernandez has them, I can see Isaiah James strapping it up and playing on a bum ankle. Alanna Smith has a broken nose. She'll need to wear a mask when she plays. There is no need. Look, if this was happening to the Fever and Leah Boston, I don't think there's much of a need to play Lexi Hall if her hamstring's not right. If it was a Leah Boston, and heck, even if it was Caitlin, you can sit them out of game 1 of 44. Because what you don't want is them missing, instead of missing their first 2 games, missing 10 games. Especially now. There are times when you can play through an ankle injury. You can play through to be honest, you should never be playing through a broken nose. And yeah, it's one of those things where it's not an ideal. So Isaiah James obviously sprained her ankle in practice, and Alanna Smith breaking her nose is not ideal. It is not ideal at all. And the likelihood of them being out is high. I would say genuinely high. I don't see any reason for them to play. But still, maybe they do. And if you're the Indiana Fever coming up against a Dallas Wings team who, I'm not going to lie, a whack hasn't been seen yet. I understand Leah Rue, for some reason, always gives the Indiana Fever the business. Ever since she's been with the Sparks, Leah Rue has just always had the Fever's number. I don't know why. When she was with the Sparks, she did it. Heck, when she was with the Storm, Leah Rue was barely seeing the floor for the Storm, and she was still cooking the Fever. I could be. I need to make sure I'm saying that right. I've actually been misremembering a lot of things, especially if you see me on Twitter. I've been misremembering a lot of things, which isn't like me. So I need to get better at that. Some of these things are absolutely my fault. I'll own up to those mistakes. No, she did not play against the Fever with Seattle. But she did play against the Fever. And did well in her 4th game for Dallas Wings. I am wrong. Why do I have a memory of her playing in that Seattle game where Caitlin got hurt? I'm losing it. I am slowly losing it. Because she was traded before that game happened. I'm slowly losing it. But yes, she had 20 points against Indiana last year. She had 20, she had 16. And she averaged nearly 50. Last season, she averaged 4 points per game. Or was it 4 points? I need to check her actual stats. That was preseason. She averaged 7 points per game. She averaged double her points per game against Fever last year. I'm right about that. But Arike hasn't played in a while. I don't know if Arike suits up game 1. She's hurt. Paige is going to be Paige. They're probably going to start My guess is it's going to be Jess Shepherd, Maddy Siegrist. And by the way, Maddy Siegrist should be starting for the Dallas Wings. Just, I never understood why Maddy Siegrist lost her starting spot from the year before. Like Siegrist in averaging 16 points per game preseason. But as a starter in 2024, she was averaging like 16 points per game. And then she got sent to the end of the bench because Satu and Natasha Hara came back. And then 2025, she averaged 13 points per game, coming off the bench for half the season. I'm like, Siegrist is a bucket. She's an absolute bucket. Like from anywhere from 3 in that turnaround mid-range shot. She's just a bucket. And like, I don't understand why she's not starting over she's not just given as a starter over AZ Fudd. People are like, oh, Fudd was the number 1 pick. It's like, well, yeah. If Maddy Siegrist was the number 3 overall pick, is older, more experienced than Fudd. And oh yeah, if Maddy Siegrist went to UConn, I'm just putting it out there. If Maddy Siegrist went to UConn, she'd be seen as one of the best UConn players of all time. Like if Maddy Siegrist went to UConn instead of Villanova, UConn win the title. UConn have multiple rings with Paige, and she's seen as the spiritual successor and a better Katie Lou. Like if she ended up in UConn instead of Villanova, Siegrist is probably considered one of the 20 greatest UConn players of all time. But the Dallas Wings are still okay. Like Jess Shepherd just slides in a center. Offensively, they're still going to be good. This is 2024 Dallas Wings again. And they were the greatest games ever. If you guys don't remember, the Fever versus the Dallas Wings. Like there was a game where Kelsey Mitchell had 32 and Caitlin Clark fucking set a career high with 35. And then Caitlin set the all-time assist record. Caitlin set the record for assists in a quarter, assist and a half, and all-time in that game. Like, this is going to be a no defense play game. It is going to be both teams over 100 points. There's not going to be one bit of defense played. You're probably looking at Jess Shepherd and Leah Rue playing big minutes. The Dallas Wings bench, I'm going to be real, borderline non-existent with no Isaiah James. JJQ trying to be a pest on Caitlin Clark and getting fouled out in 35 seconds. Like it's going to be one of the most exciting early season basketball games because Isaiah James is like, in fairness, Isaiah James is a gunner. And the only like above average defender in the Dallas Wings, I'm not going to say competent because Paige is absolutely competent. AZ Fudd's a competent defender. The only above average defender on this team is Alanna Smith. And obviously she's like all world's good on defense. But the rest of the Dallas Wings, not one of them is a good defender. The Fever, like the Dallas Wings could potentially put up 110 points and lose. That is what we're looking at with these injuries. And if the Fever do not put up 100 plus on this Dallas Wings team, if Alanna Smith, heck, even with Alanna Smith with a broken nose, if the Fever don't put up 100 plus with the new rules and stuff, I'd be very concerned.